Did you ever see one of those giant military trucks on the road and think, wow, I wonder what it's like to drive one? Well, today we're exploring a military truck that was successfully converted into a luxury home on wheels.
Wow.
If you're new here, I'm Kevin and this is Taylor, and we're a travel couple turned travel family, and we've been exploring the Baja Peninsula for the last few months. Last week, we left you along the Pacific coast near Todos Santos, but we made our way back to the eastern side of the peninsula known as the East Cape, where we've been hanging out for the last few days. We know one day we want to expand our family, and we're constantly seeing different types of rigs here in Baja and wondering what our next one's going to be. But fortunately, our friend Mike Ladden from Drive the Globe is here too in his beautiful converted military truck known as the Stuart Stevenson, and he's generous enough to give us a tour. Good morning, everybody. We are hanging out here on the East Cape of Baja at a spot with a ton of other rigs, believe it or not. Anyway, we met up with one of our long lost friends, Mike Ladden from Drive the Globe, and he has a new rig. If you've been here for a while, we toured it back in November of 2020, so the very beginning of our YouTube channel, the very beginning of our first road trip in the van.
The very beginning of his full-time van life career, or his full-time on the road career.
Mike's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's on to his third rig. We're on to our second. We have one new little traveler. Oh, how things have changed, right, bud? Classic mom pumping in the video.
Didn't realize that.
Didn't really think that out there.
But today we are gonna check out his rig and show you what it's like to have a full, complete setup. Mike basically lives here in Baja and stays in this spot all winter long. So we'll show you his entire rig, his entire setup, and what life is like down here in Baja in one place. Mike is currently going to town on his motorcycle to do an errand run, and then we'll be doing the tour in just a couple hours. So for now, it's time to take this little guy into the water. It's a beautiful day, the wind is really light, so we gotta take advantage of it.
Say woohoo! Into the water we go!
It's a little chilly, so. Hello, big boy.
How are you nappy?
Are you ready to go see Mike's rig? The big orange truck.
Hi.
The big orange truck, big
Hi,
boy.
baby.
We officially made it to Mike's,
Home.
I would say, campground, if you will.
Yeah, it's kind of like compound maybe.
Seriously.
Yes.
He's amazing. He's got cornhole, a pool for his turtle, multiple grills, a fire pit.
Christmas tree.
It's the place to be.
Christmas tree for his turtle. There's a lot going on here. The last time we saw Mike, he was in a Unimog back in November 2020. Three rigs from this one. And each year, for whatever reason, you drive home and upgrade it and build it bigger and bigger. So this is Gen 3 of
It's actually technically Gen 4.
Gen 4. Oh yeah, that's right.
I had a truck prior to that was big and orange. So fourth orange truck.
Okay.
Will there be a Gen 5?
I sure hope not.
And Mike is currently hovering over his ginormous tire that blew out a week ago, almost.
Yeah, about a week ago, coming down the hill here on the East Cape.
So he's got to find a spare down here in Mexico, which is rather difficult, but I think he's got something lined up. But we want to give you a tour of this beast and show you what it's like if you decide to come down to Baja for the entire winter, what something can look like for you if you want to
Post up.
All right, so this is a Stewart and Stevenson.
Correct.
What year?
This truck is a 2002. It's a old Army truck. It's actually built in Texas, and they don't use them that much. So this particular truck was actually a flatbed, And I acquired the front part of the box is a military comm box from a different truck. And then we built out the rear of it. So the box was like 12 feet, and then the part we built was like 8.
Okay.
So, and then we plopped it onto this truck. So it's kind of like 3 trucks in one.
Yeah.
But they come with like low mileage. It had 5,000 miles on it. So the military
That's nothing.
didn't use it much.
Yeah.
Filming a YouTube video with the baby. Oh, the joys. Wyatt wanted to be part of the boys group, so he is now with Dad and Mike, and he will be in the video that way because he was just not happy hanging with Mom.
Yeah.
All right, we're happy now.
So the difference, your last van was, rig was a Stewart and Stevenson
So the last,
too, right?
so yeah, basically the last truck was this exact truck, but instead of 6-wheel drive, it was 4-wheel drive.
Okay.
So it had only a single axle on the back, and in theory, it was about maybe 4 feet shorter.
Okay.
But in reality, I had my bicycles and stuff attached to the back of the truck, and they're hanging off. So really, my total length now with everything on board is about the same. It's
Okay.
about 29 feet.
So you could fit your bike, your motorcycle too. Everything's enclosed.
That's right. Yeah.
In a closed garage, which is, and then when you're parked out here, it converts into a nice deck patio in the back.
Right, the little deck patio folds down from the garage, so it's kind of nice to sit on the chair, especially if you back up to like either the ocean or a river or something, and
that's
just sit
sweet.
down there and back right over the top and look at it.
I was stalking you out this morning and I was flying the drone over. I'm not sure if you heard a buzzing or not, but I saw that with the umbrella and I was
Yeah.
like, you got the turf in the back. I was
That's right.
like,
Was he sitting out there?
no.
It's
but-
probably the only grass in Baja. So these trucks, when they come from the military, are almost undrivable, meaning like the seats are like sitting on a rock. It's all metal. It's uninsulated. It's loud as anything. So I spent a fair amount of time completely redoing the cab. So everything that you see that's soft in here, I did. I insulated it like 3 different layers of insulation, both for heat and for sound.
Nice.
And then I went with Schillmann seats, German seating. It doesn't get more comfortable than that.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's nice. You got speakers in there too. It's like,
Sound, air conditioning, push button automatic transmission.
gee.
It's power steering. It's an air ride cab. So night and day difference from like when you saw me in the Outer Banks with the Unimog. That truck was pretty barbaric,
It was, I remember.
Amazing vehicle off-road. But this thing is so much nicer to drive. Like,
Really?
way
It
better.
looks like a bigger, deeper cab too. You got a fridge in there as well.
It is. I have a fridge in the back. So I have 2 dual zone fridges on board, both Iceco. I generally, this one I keep for mostly for just like
Beer.
water and beer and Gatorade, and mostly beer. And then the one inside the Habitat is food, and I have a freezer in there, which is kind of handy because when you, especially around here, you go to the store and then you can bring back a whole mess of supplies and freeze it, and it lasts.
Sure. Yeah, that's smart.
I mean, it's definitely tough. Jesus. This thing is intense.
You get a good view out the window though.
Oh, yeah, you can see for miles in this thing. What is it like passing a little car in this?
Well, I mean, it rides about the same height that you would ride in like a semi-rig. So, like that's the scary part coming down, as you know, the narrow roads of Baja.
Oh, yeah.
Or the first year,
Baja high five.
I did the high five where the mirrors went ding. Because I'm at pretty much the exact same height as them.
What do you think? That's a speaker.
It has
And
air
it came
condition-
with AC from the military? or you put
No,
it
so
in?
I actually added AC. I added the Schillmann seats, which are actually heated seats as well.
Nice.
Really?
It's got a backup. I put the backup camera. I'm running the Garmin GPS in there, and then as you can see on the left there, it's Allison transmission. It's push button transmission, so it's full time 6-wheel drive, and then it's
Full-time?
got modes. So it's actually distributed 30% front, 70% rear, and then if you put it into mode, it'll go 50-50 drive.
Which would be
So,
for
yeah, first,
off-roading
second
and
gear
stuff?
for
Yeah,
off-roading
yeah,
and whatnot.
Gotcha. So we're trying to figure out what our rig would be in the future if we're a family of 4.
Oh, I think you guys could fit in here.
Oh, probably.
Without a doubt. I think a family of 8 could fit in here maybe. Really quick, Kevin from the future here. We are back home to celebrate Wyatt's 1-year-old birthday with family. I cannot believe he is almost 1 year old. But after being in Baja for the last 3 months and checking out Mike's rig, I realized there's something missing from the van. And if I could go back in January before leaving for our big road trip, I would have brought one additional thing with me. Meet the new KBO K1 e-bike, a portable, foldable e-bike that meets all your needs at an affordable price. Now, we love traveling in the van, but there's definitely a limit on how many things you can fit inside of it. And although our van's garage is packed to the brim, I would have loved to bring this down to Baja because when we're set up on the beach for an extended period of time, but we need to go get something like food or supplies, it would be so nice to not have to pack everything back up to move the van, rather simply pull out the e-bike, venture out to wherever we need to go. Now, in our current travel situation, we would have to stow this on the trailer hitch, but once we can swap out the stroller, we can safely store this in our van's garage due to its compact design. I love that it's built on an aluminum frame, making it ultra light compared to other e-bikes. It only weighs 55 pounds. Its 2-step fold design makes it super portable and easy to store, even really easy to put it right inside your car, which is really, really nice. It can go up to 20 miles per hour, has a range of 45 miles on a single charge, and has both throttle and pedal assist options. And with its front suspension and 20 by 3-inch tires, it offers a smooth ride with enhanced stability. So if you're thinking about getting an e-bike, then consider KBO's K1 for your best choice of your first e-bike under $700. We're super excited to take this on upcoming adventures, but if you want more information, then head to the link in our description below. We also have a coupon code MATHERS that gets you $20 off your order. And thank you again, KBO, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to Mike's amazing rig.
This thing literally, Mike was in it earlier, and it sounds like a house. He has got like a screen door and all kinds of nice little things. Look at these steps.
Yeah, so what's nice about this is that
Oh, that slides out,
it slides out. So this just retracts, and I really wanted to make sure that the stairs didn't go out this way, because if you're in a tight spot somewhere or parked or even like at a campground, you know, you're taking up too much width.
Very smart.
This goes down along the side of the truck.
That's really smart.
And what is that, just like 500-pound drawer slides or something?
Yeah, just regular drawer slides. Yeah, I think there's 600-pound rating.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa, this is sick.
Alexa, pause.
Wow.
Wow. This is so nice.
So largely this habitat, if you will, from the front wall to my bedroom back wall is 17 feet. And that's exactly the same as my last truck. So I did not increase my living area at all.
Did you modify the layout?
Not a little bit, yes.
A little bit?
But not a
This
lot.
thing is so sick. It's so nice. I also love the wallpaper.
So I named the truck Baobab. And Baobab is the tree of life in Africa, right? So it's big trees. Actually, it's right here. This tree where this is my Land Rover in Africa parked under a baobab tree. So I went with the tree theme. I went with like the aspen birch trees on the wall, and I went with my little real mini tree right here on the kitchen counter. So it's kind of the tree theme I went with.
It's really, really nice.
So obviously this is the kitchen. I've got everything you kind of would need to cook inside if you have to. I mostly cook outside on the Tumbo Toscado, but if I have to, I've got burners here. I've got a little oven.
Nice.
Actually, the oven works pretty good.
That's awesome.
Above here is a microwave oven. Damn. And then, of course, I have a toaster. I got my Nespresso machine because
necessary.
You know, you got to make coffee in the morning, and it's easy
Got
to push
to.
a button, right?
You got to.
So, and then here is one of the 2 dual zone fridges. So it's pull out under the sink there. The cabinets and the sink and all this stuff is all IKEA.
Okay.
And the reason I went with IKEA is largely because it's pretty easy to put together. It's easy to install because you got to remember this box is an aluminum already insulated box from the military. So it's screwing the channels onto the wall to mount the cabinets on is super easy. You don't, in theory, you probably don't even need to hit studs because it's
It's just
so
right into the
structurally
aluminum.
strong. I knew where the studs were because I have the diagram of the inside of the box.
Okay.
But anyways, that's why I went with IKEA, because the cabinets hang. Both the uppers and the lowers are actually hanging on the wall. So the sink is a farmhouse sink.
Yeah, it's super nice.
I always get frustrated by a sink that's not big enough and it's splashing everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
So I went with that.
That's a problem that we have.
And then
Full iMac.
my office, since I kind of work in the truck all the time, is right here with the iMac. And you'll notice that everything is
Oh, bolted down.
everything is attached. So when I roll into camp, that was the goal. When I roll into camp,
So
there is
nice.
zero setup or takedown. I could literally drive this truck out of here in 5 minutes right now. There's nothing gonna move anywhere.
Wow,
That's
Very
that's
little.
so
nice.
smart. So smart.
You know, the cabinets are really strong magnets.
Yeah,
So like everything pretty much stays in place.
that's brilliant.
Even your chair? What do you do with that? Or
The chair stays because it's super heavy. I mean, in theory, I guess it could slide around a little bit, but it really
You don't have
doesn't.
to worry about it like
Yeah,
falling
this
over and stuff.
this folds up here. So if I ever want, I don't use it very often, but
Wow, a
you know, you can have a table here.
Damn.
And like all of this is obviously to maximize storage because you know you've got all these little drawers with stuff in them. So
Nice. These aren't even on drawer slides here.
no, so this is actually so this cabinet is IKEA, and then I added the hardware and I added the top.
This
You know,
is
this
nice.
is the way
Did you stain
It's
this or did
IKEA.
it?
No, this is the way
Really?
it comes.
This is all IKEA, right?
This was just extra. So this piece, and if you look inside the little the water closet, the bathroom there,
Wow,
I
that's
just
nice.
cut all my extra pieces up and used them. It all came from this countertop right here.
Yeah, because you have them all here too.
Yeah, I put them here. This is like little touch. I sit here and work on the computer, and then I kind of design a little thing here because I don't know about you guys, but it's always like a pet peeve of mine. If you open these, you'll see that everything is all battery charging and everything is all organized. The drone batteries and the GoPro batteries and all that other stuff.
You're starting to piss me off.
Yeah, because you know how it is. It's always all over the place. So you know what I did is I just took everything and I Velcroed it in there. So everything just pops in and out.
That is so smart.
Now I'm starting to understand why Mike is on to his third rig, or I guess Gen 4.
You tweak
Because-
these things.
Yeah, you find little iterations that you want to improve upon, and I don't know if there's much that you can improve upon.
Nothing. I mean,
And
it's
So I
perfect.
changed very few things from the last rig to this. So that was one of them. Organizing that.
Yeah.
My last rig had the door was over here, right? So where you're standing right there was sort of the desk. And what I found was that, with the iMac, it would stick out. It stuck out to about here, so it was narrow coming through here. So I was like, if I put the door over here and the computer over there, I'm saving space and it feels more open. So it's the same size, but it feels bigger. And
Feels huge.
And then the other thing that I did that I didn't have in the last truck, I realized that I was spending, and I watch you guys, I know, like we're always like wiring stuff and putting switches in all this stuff. I decided to go all smart home on this kind of, because I was like, running wires for all the switches and all this other nonsense. I go, I'm not doing that. So what I did is I created this chase. You can see these panels come off.
Yep.
So there's a chase that goes behind here that runs back to my garage, and we'll look at the garage after. But everything is on touchscreen. So let's say like all my, well, yes, you can't see that, but like if you look at like under cabinet, so you see all the lights. Everything is on
Wow.
is run through the iPad here. So and then all of my controls for solar and for the inverter and the batteries and stuff are all right here. And then if I need to upgrade them or change something, I can easily just pull a new wire the whole way because the chase is already there.
His batteries are at 91%. Must be nice.
Yeah, so you have what, 1,000 amp hours of
He's
lithium?
got a 908 actually right now.
That's right, 91%. So it's really easy to remember. It's 1,000 amp hours of lithium and 2,000 watts of solar on the roof.
That is so nice.
So right, even on a cloudy day today, I'm pulling in right. What does that say? I don't have my glasses on, but that's what I'm pulling in. Right.
13.6.
No,
Oh, no,
39 amps.
39.9.
Yeah, I pulled in as high as 105 amps. Believe it or not,
Wow.
on solar.
That's
Should we
really
move
sick.
in here?
So, so that's lighting, and then I got a weather station here. This is my controller for my heat. It's a marine-fired propane heater for the cabin heat. And then I decided to go with Alexa, because last truck, see, she's listening to us. Last truck, I wired speakers and all this stuff in here, and it's like, well, why do I need that nowadays? Everything's Bluetooth, right? So she plays my music.
Yeah, awesome.
I can Bluetooth to external speakers outside if I want to listen in camp. So everything is kind of all automated.
And you got Starlink on 24/7 basically, right? So
Starlink's on 24/7, so she works. So if we go, hey Alexa, what's the weather?
The current weather is 72 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies.
I never turn Starlink off, and I never turn my inverter off, really.
Oh, wow.
You know, it says everything, except if I'm driving.
Yeah.
If I drive, then I'll flick off the inverter.
Yeah.
I don't need it while I'm driving.
2,000 watts of solar, you can basically do whatever you want.
So the other thing I didn't have in the last truck is I couldn't see out the rear because it was just, I didn't have a window back there. So this time I decided, if I put a little porthole window from a boat, I could see into the garage. Yeah. And then the rear door, actually, even when you close the van doors, has a window in it, so I could still see all the way out.
Nice.
But it's nice having, a view out the backside,
sure.
So you can kind of see out all the sides, right? In the ceiling is a Dometic 12-volt air conditioner. That was an improvement. You talk about realizing things, over different builds. I put the AC over the bed because I want it to be cool when I'm sleeping. And
sure.
I put the heat in the front, the farthest away from where I'm sleeping, because usually when you want heat, you're up or in the bathroom or something.
Yeah, we put the AC in the back right above our bed, and I was like a little tentative to first because ideally my initial thought was to put it in the middle.
Yeah.
But the goal of the AC really for us is just to cool it off right before we go to sleep,
Exactly.
and then turn it off. So
That's
it's
right.
like, and he doesn't need to be 68 degrees or
That's
whatever.
right.
He could be a little warmer.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
same
so
thing.
I find that you're using that less energy that way anyway,
Right.
so it just makes sense.
Yeah, cool.
And then because I don't have the desk here, and I moved the computer over here, I got a much bigger wardrobe. So the wardrobe, I've got hanging clothes, I've got pull-out drawers, I've got places for shoes on the bottom, so it's all like pretty organized.
Absolutely sick.
And then I went with, which if I'm consulting with a few people that are building on the same sort of box. And everybody has different tastes, right? I'm by myself, so there's only one of me in here. So I have the luxury of having like a separate dry bath and a separate shower.
So nice.
Where, in theory, if you combine your toilet and your shower into one, this entire area right here you'd have for something else. You could build in a sitting area or whatever.
Second
there's
bed or
lots of
whatever,
stuff, or
yeah.
a second bed. So, but I have the luxury of not caring about that. So I have like a sort of a full separate bathroom, toilet, sink.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
And what toilet did you go with there?
So I use a Dometic cassette toilet.
Okay.
I've used a cassette toilet actually on the last 3 rigs.
Okay.
And I like it. I everybody has their opinion on different toilets.
Sure.
So, but this one is automatic, so it has auto flush and it's piped to the water and everything. So it's not,
nice.
you're not putting water
You got a
in it.
bidet?
What's that?
You have a bidet?
I know, I do not.
That would be an improvement.
Version 5.
Yeah.
That would be funny. Out.
Oh, okay. This is your access.
And that's my access panel to the cassette toilet.
Yeah.
Yep. You can see the wires are all run through there.
Yeah, for sure. Jeez.
I wanted a real shower that did not feel cramped, that I could stand in. It's got a real glass door.
That is so
And
nice.
it's it's a rain head shower, so it's kind of nice that puts down a decent amount of water. But I've noticed that I'm a guy and I don't have any hair, so I can actually do it on 4 gallons.
Yeah, that's solid.
And I have a 175-gallon fresh water tank, so I've
Showers
still got
for
a super range, even taking a shower every day.
175 gallons. You hear that, bud?
You can shower 6 times a day.
You know, a bath.
17
That would be
days.
fun, huh?
Wow.
This
Then
is
what?
so
Queen or king size
And
bed or whatever?
like I think I mentioned to you last night, I've got the Amazon Fire TV, so it's smart TV here too, which by the way coordinates with her. So it's kind of cool because you can tell her what to do and she turns the TV on and will play it.
Nice. That's sweet. Now I understand why you're posting up here, because you have literally everything you need.
Don't really need it.
Yeah.
soft on your toes,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Awesome.
The other truck also had like the bump out. The bed section on the other truck was a bump out. And it was slightly narrower than the actual truck. So this time I got to have an extra cabinet and, you know, sort of a countertop in the bedroom, which is nice. So this box comes with, these are military windows, so they just, which is nice because they pop out. They got screens already.
Yeah, I don't see it.
You know, that window and this window were military.
Nice.
All the rest of the ones that I did are term.
Let's go, buddy. Oh, bud. Would you
Okay.
look at this? Oh, that's for your bike?
You want to see that?
If it's a pain or
Nope,
if it's easy.
Not a pain. So
Nothing's a pain.
imagine,
I was gonna say.
so which is nice about this is you can unload or load the motorcycle in like 4 minutes. It takes 57 seconds. We timed it the other day to like get it from the ground into the truck. So all that really happens is you can imagine the motorcycle sitting here and the front wheels in this wheel chock, right? So this slides out like that. The motorcycle on it, and then the entire operation. So you can see that this is what happens is once the motorcycle rolls out, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
Wow,
Sick.
that's sick.
And it goes right to the ground. So to load it, you just push the front wheel into the wheel chock, pulls it right up the ramp, cantilevers it up, slides right in. 57 seconds.
Did you create, I mean, obviously this whole orange-black thing came in one, but did you create this drill doohickey on it?
No, this is like
Oh,
a
this is
company called Neodyne in the Netherlands that sells this. And believe it or not, I think it's rated for like 1,850 pounds. So it'll pull up like a big Harley.
Wow.
My motorcycle is fairly light, but
Yeah.
so it's
Wow.
pretty cool. So you watch as it comes up. And then when it gets down to the bottom like that, then you just slide it in.
Yeah, it's super convenient.
And that's where the motorcycle lives.
Wow.
And then my bicycles, once the motorcycle's in, the bicycles kind of fit on the side of it.
Right.
I carry
Bicycles.
I got the big fat bike that I'm
bike,
going to
yeah.
do the Baja Divide with, and then I have a gravel bike that has a second set of wheels for road. So I
Gotcha.
kind of have 3 bikes in 2.
The store is so heavy duty.
I bought the 12-foot military communications box, and that went on the front of the flatbed. And then we cut the rear doors off, so we took the back, call it 8 inches. We cut it off to save the door. I didn't want to lose the doors.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember watching that. So this is the back of that.
Correct.
Right.
So we moved it back to the rear here.
Yes.
And then we basically connected the dots and added the 8 feet.
I
So yeah,
remember.
these are the military doors, which are nice because it's got a little window in it. It's got a little vent, and they're rugged as hell. You know?
Yeah, I mean, this bulletproof, I'm guessing, or
I don't know about that, but
can
they
take a
sure
beating.
look like they could take a bullet.
Yeah.
So anyways, the batteries are here in the bottom here.
Oh, so that's what's all under your bed.
Yeah, so right, so the bed, and I wanted to maximize everything, so I even cut it out above here, so that way,
Smart.
you know, where the headboard or whatever is, so that I could fit like the cornhole boards in there and stuff.
So we got
So that's your 5 200 amp hour Dakota Lithium 12 volt batteries. So that's 1,000 amp hours there. That's your 175 gallon freshwater
insane.
tank,
Insane.
which is nice.
Nice, which is amazing.
Amazing.
My God.
But and the other thing is I wanted to keep everything, so when I got in my head, I'm like, I'm going to put my motorcycle and I'm going to put the bicycles inside. I said, you know what, I might as well put all the hookups inside too. So when I close up the whole truck, everything is secure, there's nothing on the outside anymore.
Sure.
So water fill is in here,
What?
the hookup for campground domestic water. My
Electric shore power.
yeah, 30 amp shore power hookups in here. And you'll see, I can show you on the outside, but it all runs out. There's a little hatch door that the hoses and the cords come out of.
I was going to ask, what if it rains? How are you?
Yeah, it comes out the side
shore
there.
power, yeah.
And then above here, you've got your water pump. So the whole water system is in here. Water pump, expansion tank. I'm kind of sucker for valves, so I like to valve off everything. So if there's a problem somewhere, I can
Feel
shut
ya.
everything off.
Yeah.
Hot water heater is instant hot water heater is on the wall there.
Nice. Propane. Yeah.
That's propane. And then I have an external. See right here, we got.
You want to feel the turf?
Oh, nice. External shower.
Yeah, so there's an external shower that hangs out on the truck out here, so you can take a shower on your grass if you
Wow.
want. That's an extra shower.
So does this
Which is
whole
hot.
thing close up after these doors?
Yeah, so the doors close, and then I just roll up the carpet, and then yeah, that just folds up, which is nice though because it leaves like about a 1.5 foot gap between the doors and the thing, and that's where I can store my lawn chairs and all the stuff on the outside of the truck, but it can't fall out because it's behind the grate.
Wow.
Awesome.
You thought of everything.
Yeah, seriously.
What
And
do you
then
think
you've
about
got
the grass?
4 solar controllers. This is all Go Power. I've got, like I said, 4 30-amp solar controllers.
Okay.
The Go Power inverter converter 3000, so it's a 3,000 watt inverter, and it does shore power and conversion for that. And
Charger.
then, these are your AC circuit breakers,
Yeah.
and these are Blue Sea 2 panels of 12 volt,
Are you 12 volt or 24?
12 volt.
You were 24 in your Unimog, right?
The truck was both, and this truck is actually both as well. So the alternator actually puts out 24 and 12 volt.
Oh, okay.
Can mommy have
But
this?
the whole house
Yeah.
system is
That's
12
not
volt.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you got Starlink is mounted up here. These are the Garmin power switches, so this is where all my lighting controls go through.
Nice.
So like, this is probably, oh, that turns on the fans.
Grass?
Garage fan. So I have a Max Air vent fan in the garage and in the Habitat. And then this is probably garage lights,
Sweet.
stuff like that. But that, once again, control from the iPad.
Yeah, awesome.
Grass?
Well, I think you thought of everything pretty much.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I don't know what else we didn't talk about. But.
And you do consulting for people who want to build rigs too?
I do. So on my Patreon, I have got quite a few people that I'm working with right now that are building out similar trucks, and in some cases, all sorts of different stuff. A couple van builds. I'm working with a guy that's doing this crazy RV build. So there's a lot of different people out there coming up with different ideas.
Yeah. So Mike's been traveling. When did you start traveling in Africa? Like a while now, right? You've been overlanding for a good while?
Early 90s. I've traveled to 122 countries now, I just counted.
Wow. So if you are curious and looking for some knowledge, consider Mike for consulting. Check out his Patreon because that'll be a great resource. His expertise or his experience is insane. Can I just ask you what your miles per gallon on this thing is? I know the motorcycle you said 70.
Yeah, it gets about 70 on the motorcycle. This truck gets, which is not terrible for a truck of this weight because it weighs about 15 tons. It gets about 8 miles a gallon.
Wow, that's way more than I was
Yeah.
thinking you were gonna get like 6 or 4.
Yeah, they actually offer a hub change that I'm looking into right now that people have reported that they might even be able to get 11 or 12 miles a gallon, which would be fantastic.
Yeah,
As
that'd
you
be
know right
incredible.
now with the price of fuel. So
And your tank's probably massive, I'm assuming?
I've got a 125 gallon tank.
Holy shit.
So it hurts when you fill up,
Yeah, Jesus.
for sure.
All right, well, thank you so much for showing us the
Absolutely.
rig.
Good time. Great seeing you guys.
Yeah. If you have any more interest in this rig, again, check out Mike's channel. He's got the build series. Halfway through it, maybe
Yeah.
halfway about right
Yeah.
now. So there's going to be more. And yeah, man, nice to see you and really appreciate you showing us the tour.
Sounds good. Appreciate you guys coming out.